When a homeless man found a $10,000 check on the street, he didn't hesitate to return it to its rightful owner. However, the way the woman told him she was going to reward him was better than any amount of money she could have given him. Elmer Alvarez is well acquainted with the risks that come with being homeless. Living on the streets of New Haven, Connecticut, each day poses a new threat to his survival, CBS News reports. From hunger to exposure to the elements, Alvarez has battled it all. However, one problem he doesn't have is generosity. Despite his dire situation, Alvarez is one of the most honest people you'll ever meet. When he found a check for $10,000 on the street, his first and only thought was finding the person who had lost the money. "I got to look for this person," he said, reiterating that he never even thought to cash the check himself. "It never crossed my mind because I made a decision to turn my life over. I've been clean for 3 years." Alvarez finally got into contact with the owner, Roberta Hosky. So when she came to meet the gentleman who found her money, she was surprised to find a homeless man with little more than a backpack of his belongings waiting for her. "I expected to find a guy all nice, clean-shaven, and blue suit like you," Hosky told the reporter interviewing her. "It shattered the stereotypes." After receiving her check, Hosky asked Alvarez his backstory. Upon hearing how much he had overcome and how he had turned his life around, she wanted to reward him for his virtuous character. Still, she didn't feel that a monetary gift would suffice. "I know what it is to be homeless. Nobody deserves to live like that," he said. Expecting nothing for doing the right thing, Alvarez broke down in tears when she offered him money out of the check he had returned. However, she wasn't finished. On top of the monetary reward, Hosky promised to help him get a job, an education, and his own apartment for free. One of the reasons for her compassion is that she knows what it's like to be in Alvarez's situation. When she was just a teen, Hosky became homeless as a single mother. Despite her struggles, she now owns a multi-million-dollar real estate business. "Because I remember what it felt like to be in that shelter," she said. Seeing the potential in him, Hosky put Alvarez through real estate school, and now they are working on a major project together. The pair plan to build a transitional complex for homeless teens, providing them with all types of social services to help them succeed long-term. Neither Hosky nor Alvarez will make a dime off the project. However, helping others is the greater reward. After its construction is finished, Alvarez will serve as an advisor at the transitional home. "That's what I want to do," Alvarez said of helping kids. "It's amazing." Elmer Alvarez's honesty is rare even in those who aren't struggling to survive on the streets. Thankfully, he was given the opportunity to show his potential and help others who have landed in a similar situation. Without Roberta Hosky's compassion, Alvarez might still be homeless. Little did they know that they would make an incredible team that will change the lives of countless people in their community. Hosky's generosity toward Alvarez sparked a wave of support from their local community. People who heard their story were moved by his honesty and her kindness, with many reaching out to offer additional assistance. From donations to job opportunities, it became clear that Alvarez's actions inspired others to give back. Roberta Hosky also started receiving messages from people who had been in similar situations, expressing how Alvarez's story gave them hope. For Hosky, this reinforced her belief in second chances and the power of compassion to change lives. Alvarez, now with a roof over his head and a stable source of income, began dedicating his free time to volunteering at homeless shelters. He felt it was his responsibility to give back to the same community that had supported him during his hardest days. The transitional complex Alvarez and Hosky were planning quickly gained attention from city officials and charitable organizations. Many wanted to contribute to its construction, with some offering funding while others provided resources such as furniture and supplies for the facility. Alvarez's journey also resonated with individuals battling addiction. His 3 years of sobriety were a testament to his resilience, and he began speaking at recovery centers, sharing his story to encourage others to stay strong. Hosky, who had once struggled with self-doubt as a young single mother, said that meeting Alvarez reminded her of the importance of staying hopeful during tough times. She credits him for reigniting her passion for giving back to her community. As the project to build the transitional housing complex progressed, Alvarez and Hosky received an outpouring of media attention. News outlets featured their story, highlighting how their partnership symbolized hope for countless individuals in similar situations. Alvarez admitted that he still finds it hard to believe how much his life has changed. He often reflects on the day he found the $10,000 check, realizing how one decision to do the right thing altered the course of his future. In addition to his work at the complex, Alvarez has taken up mentoring homeless youth. He shares practical advice and encourages them to pursue education and opportunities, just as Hosky did for him. Together, Alvarez and Hosky continue to prove that a simple act of honesty can spark a chain reaction of kindness. Their unwavering dedication to helping others ensures that their story will leave a lasting impact on their community for years to come. As the transitional complex neared completion, Alvarez and Hosky held regular community meetings to discuss how the facility could best serve its residents. They welcomed input from people who had experienced homelessness, ensuring the project would address the real needs of those it aimed to help. One of the standout features of the facility was its focus on holistic support. In addition to providing shelter, the complex included resources like job training programs, mental health counseling, and workshops on financial literacy. Alvarez emphasized that giving people tools to succeed was just as important as giving them a place to live. Hosky, who had become a role model for many young entrepreneurs, started using her platform to advocate for affordable housing. She partnered with local organizations to push for policy changes that would prevent others from facing homelessness in the first place. Alvarez, on the other hand, found himself drawn to the individual stories of the people he worked with. He spent hours talking with residents at the shelter, listening to their struggles and celebrating their victories. His empathy and personal experience made him a trusted figure among those trying to rebuild their lives. One resident, a 19-year-old named Carlos, credited Alvarez with saving his life. Carlos had been on the verge of giving up after months of living on the streets, but Alvarez's encouragement and support gave him the motivation to keep going. Carlos is now enrolled in college and has plans to become a social worker. The story of Alvarez and Hosky's partnership began to inspire others beyond their local community. Donations poured in from across the country, allowing them to expand their vision. Plans were drawn up for additional transitional housing facilities in nearby cities, with Alvarez overseeing their development. Despite his new responsibilities, Alvarez remained humble and grounded. "I don't see myself as a hero," he often said. "I just want to be the person I needed when I was out there struggling." Hosky also continued to grow her real estate empire, but she made it a priority to balance her success with giving back. She frequently spoke at schools and events, sharing her story to inspire others to overcome adversity and make a difference. Both Hosky and Alvarez were honored at several community events, receiving awards for their efforts to fight homelessness. While they were grateful for the recognition, they both agreed that the real reward was seeing lives transformed.